I am delighted to be joined by Christina. She goes by Tina, so I'll call her Tina. Tina, you are in Virginia, and you are the sister of Poushawn Brown. And Poushawn Brown was working at Amazon since 2018. You two worked there together, actually, which we're going to talk about. And I got informed a couple days ago that Poushawn had died after working specifically in Amazon's COVID testing area, where she was involved with actually testing COVID patients. So I've been doing a little digging. You and I have been speaking. So I want to just ask you, when your sister started working in this COVID testing center, she told you that she was trained to conduct the nasal swabs on coworkers and that she herself was doing it on coworkers throughout the day.
Yes, on anybody that was employed, or first it was just people that was employed at Amazon, and then I think they started testing the drivers. So I don't know if I can say names. Like I said, I don't know. I just know that when she told me, I told her no, because mommy is bedridden. And if something happens to mommy, the doctor said if mommy catches it, that's it. She's not making it. My mom is bedridden. She's paralyzed. She cannot move from the waist down. So if something happens, that's it. It's over with. And I said, I don't think you should do it. And they're not paying you extra. I don't think you should do it. She said, okay, Chris, find me another job. And I said, okay, I will. But with the pandemic and everything happening, it's like, I mean, it's like I don't know. She just, I don't know. I think that she never said no. Even when she didn't want to do anything, she never said no. And I think what I'm so upset about is that nobody from Amazon, just they called to see why she wasn't at work, has not called me and said nothing. They have not sent no condolences. They have not said anything about my sister's daughter. If you know my sister, you know she had a daughter. They have not said nothing. When the lady called me, I was telling her, I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know what happened. They saying it's going to be this much for autopsy, and we don't have that money. And I said, do you think that you could help out? Like, does anybody think? She said, I will see what we can do. If you have a GoFundMe, I'll see if we can put that on the bulletin. But you know, I'll see what we can do. I never heard back from her until today, until she asked me, what about my when did my sister pass? No, it's too late now. It's too late now. It's too late now.
Isn't it interesting that she got back to you after, I mean, I'm not taking credit, but my tweet last night got over 4,000 retweets. And then after that, when it gets attention on social media, all of a sudden the human resources person reached out to you. I just find that convenient timing, because it seems to me they weren't contacting you until it started getting attention online.
Yeah, nobody said anything. Nobody said anything. Nobody said, well, okay, well, now, like I said, I know this may be hearsay, but I know from other people that's there, it was two of my sisters, two people that my sister, you know, when you have friends at job, you work together for long, you have friends. They said, oh, well, people are like, oh, what happened? You know, she worked in the COVID place. Oh, what happened? Like, oh, we're not, you know, that position's open now. Oh, no, we don't want to, like, they're like, oh, well, what happened? And I would think, and this is all I'm saying. I'm saying we don't know. I'm saying we don't know. I'm saying that my sister came home the day before, said she had a headache. The next morning she got up, got her daughter to school, and made breakfast and laid down and took a nap and never woke up. And I think that if you are Jeff Bezos or if you are Amazon and she worked in a COVID, she's not a doctor. She never went to medical school. She's not a nurse. She's not an LPN. She's not a CNN. She's not none of these things. She had no business doing any type of testing, configuring testing, messing with testing, or demonstrating testing. Or she is not a doctor. She's not that. She's not that. She had no business. Those people have no business doing that. She had no business coming around people and being in presence of people who think that they may have it, who are feeling symptoms, who have symptoms of it. She's not that. She had no hazmat pay. She was not trained to do that. And not to mention that she was not in proper attire to do that. So at the end of the day, like, I would think that she worked for your company. She slaved for your company. She slaved for your company for almost 3 years. I would think that you could at least send a fruit basket to my mother. I think that you could at least send a card to her daughter. I think that you could at least do that. when she never said no, when she drove for you, snowstorms, ice storms, and came to work, when she wasn't feeling like it, and through the pandemic, y'all never closed down. I think that you could at least send my mother a card. I think that you could at least send something to her daughter. I think that you could at least did that. We're not talking about no small little company, mom and pop. We're talking about Amazon worldwide, trillion company. You understand? Nobody has said anything. And I would at least think that it's weird that she did work in the COVID section and nobody has said, well, listen, we pay for the autopsy, or we know you don't have money for that, but can we at least, so we can clear our name and say that we didn't have anything to do with it? No, nobody said anything. So no, don't call me now, because I have nothing to give you. I have nothing to give you. I have nothing to give you. I have lost everything. You understand that? It's like a child. My little sister, she was like my child. She was like my child. I did not have her, but she was my child. I got her that job. I got her everything. She had the car, the place she lived in, everything. So I have a lot of emotions going through me. I'm angry and I'm upset. I'm angry, upset. My mother lost. We lost my father. We just lost my grandmother, and now we lost my sister. I had to take her daughter. Her daughter is 12 years old. Nobody have not sent nothing. No card, no nothing. And I'm not saying, I know no people don't have no money or anything, but I would at least think that they would have been like, okay, let's try to figure this out. She did come here, slave here, and then she worked in this place. Let's just see, so that nobody won't say we're responsible for it. I would think so. But then again, maybe I'm not thinking logic. I don't know. Because I just want to know that I know she didn't go to law school. She's my sister my whole life. I know she didn't go to, I know she didn't go to medical school. She didn't go to medical school. I know that she was not a nurse, part-time, secretly private. I know that she wasn't any of those things. So I just am confused that why. So
your sister did not have health problems. She was essentially she was in the COVID testing center for months. Yet she did set up a GoFundMe. If you look at the top of the chat here, it's pasted at the top. And it's also in the description. We'll talk about her GoFundMe in a little bit. She was exposed to people who had COVID because you were getting alerts. So that's the interesting. Since you worked at this warehouse in Virginia, where your sister worked, you still were getting the text alerts every time that Amazon would be sending out alerts that somebody tested positive. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. And how many times a day were you getting those alerts that somebody tested positive?
Maybe 5 or 10. Still gets them on her phone too.
So people are testing positive. Your sister's in there for months. She doesn't have the proper protective gear because Amazon's not providing it. And she comes home on a Thursday about a week and a half ago. She tells you she has a headache. You tell her, take Tylenol, I believe.
Yeah, I called her and she said, we would talk at least 10, 15 times a day. And she said she had a headache. I said, is it a headache or a migraine? And she said her head hurt. She said she was on her feet all day. I said, okay, well, go home and get something to eat and then call me. So we would call each other. We would watch the shows or whatever. But we were more talking about what happened down in D.C. because, it was still fresh and it's still fresh now. And I talked to her that night at 11:30. And we were supposed to go somewhere the next day on our off days. And my mom, she was starting, I was supposed to be starting physical therapy. She was supposed to be starting physical therapy, but we had to get some stuff taken care of with the insurance. So it was just a lot going on that week. And that morning she woke up and that morning she woke up, she had made breakfast for my niece. And then she laid back down and then I called her. I called her at 9:42, and then I called her again at 10:31. And then I called my son at 11. And I said, I need you to go check on Pooh because she's not answering the phone. And this isn't like her. And even when she was at work, she would text me and say, I'm busy, I can't talk. And he went upstairs and he said, she's asleep. And I said, well, wake her up. And he said, Mommy, she's asleep. And I said, wake her up. And he said, okay. And he was calling her, saying, Pooh, Pooh. And then I FaceTimed him. And he said, Mommy, she's not responding. And I said, call 911. And I came. And that was it. So
can you take your time? but can you just tell my audience, what kind of person was she?
She was sweet. She was the person. She was the sweetest thing. She never said no. She liked to cook. She liked to bake. She didn't say no at all. I think that was her problem. Even when she didn't want to do something, she would say, "Okay, Chris," so she would say, "Okay." Like, she loved her daughter. That was her only daughter. She got only one child. She loved her. She loved my mom. She was my mom's favorite. She was the baby. She taught me how to make pot roast, how to make snickerdoodle cookies. I taught her so many times and said, "Dukes, why don't we just open up you like a little bakery?" And she was like, "I got to get everything right. I got to get everything perfected, And I said, "It doesn't matter. Let's just do it." And she was like, "Okay, we'll do it. We'll do it." I mean, she was my little sister. It was like she was my big sister, but she was still my little sister. We never got in an argument, maybe once. And I'm talking about since we were born, little babies, teenagers, maybe one argument. She would always be on my side, even if I was dead wrong. She would still be on my side. I mean, I miss her every day. I miss her every day. And I will never know what happened to her. I never know what happened to my sister. My life has changed. It's gonna ever be changed. Nothing ever is gonna be the same again. I don't know. It's I got a lot of emotions because my mom, she really couldn't help or do anything with the funeral as far as my sister's dress and everything, her clothes, all of these things. I gotta go. Like, I have not had time, and I don't even know if I will have time. It hurts. I'll tell you, the pain is unbearable. It's unbearable. It's unbearable. It hurts really bad.
I want to say a few things because I don't really give a damn. I'm not here to make friends with Amazon or the media. So I'll just say, just so people see the behind the scenes, I had contacted Amazon. Mm-hmm. They would not respond to me. They responded to their little elf, the CNBC reporter, who just will feed the BS that Amazon feeds it, because this reporter doesn't want to lose access to Amazon. I don't care about access. Okay. So I reached out to them. They didn't respond to me for hours. Mm-hmm. They responded to me 3 hours ago asking if I would speak to them off the record.
Okay. So
Go ahead.
So you said her name was Annie Palmer?
Yeah.
Okay. I think she contacted me. Mm-hmm. And she said that, first of all, I think she contacted me, and I will, after this, I will get her all the way together. Because the thing about it is that my sister's not here. I'm with whatever anybody wants to do. Okay. My sister has no reason to lie. I work there. I have no reason to lie. And not to mention that if she has not been in the Amazon warehouse or building, she cannot say yay, nay, or what. So I will get Miss Palmer together real quick as soon as we get off this, because I'm not going to have anybody say, I ain't have nobody say nothing bad about my sister in the living, and I'm definitely not going to have it in the death. And she don't have no reason to lie. She didn't have no reason to lie. She didn't have no reason to lie. She has FaceTimed me. She has called me. I have seen her. Like, I don't know who I'm not with it, but I'm not with it, but I can be with it. Because at the end of the day, I'm not saying that my sister died from COVID. I'm saying that we don't know. And I'm saying that she was employed by Amazon and I didn't get a phone call. I didn't get anything. They could have paid $6,700 for an autopsy. They could have paid for a funeral. They could have did that. But if anybody want to be with it, I can get with it though. I'm trying to grieve, but I can get with it if they want to get with it. I can be with it. I don't want to, but I can be with it, because at the end of the day, she had no business being there. And you're right. People there are poor. They are minority people. They are poor and they need to work, and they're in a position. And a lot of people aren't going to talk and speak about it because they will lose their job. Just like when the same thing happened with the riots, a manager told me that I couldn't speak about the Black Lives Movement. I couldn't speak about that. So, I mean, anybody wants to call me, I'm open, I'm free to talk. But what we're not going to do is we're not going to sit here and say, what my sister did not or did not do when they were not there to witness it. That's what we're not going to do.
And just so people know, because this ain't my first rodeo, when a corporation's PR people, and I'm sure they're watching me right now because they're obviously, when reporters start actually challenging corporations, they start watching their tweets, they watch all their platforms. So when a corporation's PR person asks, can we speak off the record? That means they want to spin you and they don't want it on the record that they're lying. So I responded, no, we're not going to talk off the record. I wrote to you a series of questions. If you'd like to answer them, feel free to answer them. If you don't, I think you asking me to speak off the record is enough of an answer to me in the first place. Here's the bottom line. And I think you said it eloquently. Unfortunately, your sister's not here to defend herself. She's not here to say, what are you talking about? I was trained on how to swab my coworkers' noses, and I was doing it. And you want to know something? To be honest with you, Amazon, with that response today, trying to make it seem like she wasn't, they're trying to deflect the topic away from was this worker in fact testing other workers or not? Whether she was or wasn't, and I believe she was, based on what you're saying, your mother said.
Absolutely, because another worker that tested her, and if they really want to keep doing this, then I'm gonna give you some names because I'm with it. I wasn't trying to be with it, but I can get with it. I'll give you the names of who tested her and who trained her. If they want to be with it, if they want to get with it, I can give. If they want to, I mean, I'm just trying to take care of my mom and take care of my daughter, and try to go on through my life. Do this with just no help, just trying to do it. But if they want to get with it, we can get with it. We can get with it, and I can give you some things if they want to get with it.
And I want to ask you, Tina, because you had your sister's phone, obviously, and her supervisor called your sister's phone to ask, "Where are you? Why are you not coming into work?" Can you explain? I'm never gonna tell Mama to stop screaming. I love Mama scream.
She's upset. My sister was her favorite. That was her favorite. Like, I mean, you know, I'm not my mom's favorite, but my mom loves me. But that was her favorite. Pooh was her favorite. Pooh was everybody's favorite. She called me and she asked why she wasn't at work, and I said, I was trying, like, it was so much because it just had happened. And then somebody had called me like before and was like trying to be argumentative, and then she had called me and I said my sister passed, and she said, oh, what happened? That's why she's not at work. And I said, yeah. And she said, oh, when? And I said, she said, how? And she said, was she sick? And I said, no, she just said she had a headache. And I told her what happened, and she was like, oh, okay. All right. And she said, well, here's my number. And then I hadn't heard from her until today, until she was like, whatever. But I don't have nothing to say, because I did speak to her and I did tell her, I said, we don't know. And we are in a tumultuous situation. We are trying to, we're in a cross. If people don't know, when people die, you don't have that amount of time. These people, funeral homes are taking advantage of people because of COVID. People don't know. Like, she could have said to me, okay, she texted me 3 days later and asked me for the GoFundMe. She said she was going to try to put it on the bulletin. And then I hadn't heard anything from her until today. And I'll tell you something. I never heard from no site supervisor. I haven't heard from no L4, no L5. I haven't heard from nobody. Nobody has nothing. Not even a person who put my sister in that department for COVID testing. Nobody has reached out. Nobody has said anything. Not an email, not a text message, not nothing. So you didn't do it before. Don't do it now. Don't do it now, because I'm with it now. Don't do it now. If you didn't do it before, don't do it now.
Did the supervisor who called, not knowing your sister had passed away, did she express any sympathies to you?
She did. When she texted me back, she did. And then she had called my mom's phone. She had called the phone, and I was trying to change my mom, and we were trying to get to the corner office to do all of this stuff. She said that if there was anything to do, and then we told her, and then we didn't hear back from her till today. So I don't know if she thinks, I mean, I don't know if person think when people die, like, people just gonna wait around. No, that doesn't happen. You have to move quick. Like, what if we were a different religion? You have to have them buried before the next day. Like, what does she think? She said if there was anything we needed to reach out, and I reached out, and nobody said anything until today. And I thought that was weird that I got a text message today, and I was like, well, where were you? My mom was asking, where were you?
I'd like to show what your supervisor texted you and then explain what I think happened here.
Yeah, this is the girl from HR.
Excuse me, the HR person.
Yeah, because the supervisors haven't said anything. Nobody's called to say nothing. Everybody's talking behind the scenes, but nobody's called to say nothing.
The HR person says, hi, Christina, I'm really sorry to bother you, but I was wondering if you could tell me the date that Poushawn passed. Frankly, again, I don't have evidence of this, but this is my hunch. I believe that Amazon's corporate offices saw my tweet. They saw that this was getting a lot of traction online. It had over 4,000 retweets. I believe corporate, which is in Seattle, contacts Virginia. They say, we need all the details on this because we need to come up with some story. And that's when the HR person reached out to you. They didn't reach out before. It went all over social media. But they reached out today because that's how multi-billion-dollar, Amazon, trillion-dollar companies operate. They have an army of public relations spin artists to spin the story. I don't get my truth from Amazon spokesperson. I've spoken with countless Amazon workers during this pandemic, many of whom I've blurred out their faces. I've distorted their voices because they're afraid to get fired. And like your sister said, they needed the job. But for Amazon to come out after a 38-year-old woman with no health problems before drops dead after having a headache the night before, and to basically say, well, no, that's not true. The workers administer the test themselves. We've already established that wasn't true, at least at first. Poushawn was administering the test. But regardless of that, they have no answer for why their workers like Poushawn, who's not a doctor, who's not a nurse, has no medical training, who's getting paid next to nothing to work there. Why is she even in there without the proper equipment? Did she have hazard pay for doing this?
No, she didn't. No, none of them do. I think they gave them a bonus and then they taxed it, and then I think there was another bonus that she kept saying she was waiting on a bonus, and I think it was like $250 or $150. I don't even know. But no, listen, if anybody has any questions, I'm gonna just put this in a bud right here. There are several locations at Amazon. You can look and you can go to warehouses. And if they don't want to talk to them on the property, they can wait till they pull out. They can even ask the truck drivers. They can ask anybody. I'm speaking off my opinion. I'm speaking off my facts and what I experienced from there. Anybody else, they can tell you whatever, but I'm talking about me. They can go to these warehouses and they can ask the people if they think that somebody's lying about something, about the treatment of the employees, or about what actually goes on, or not even that, what happened through this whole COVID-19. They can ask people. They can ask people the amount of stress, depression, mental the employees had to go through because we had to get the stuff out. Stuff had to get out. I mean, and if you're gonna get if they want to go, they need to go on about their business, because if they want to go there, I'm with it, and I'll go there, because I will go there. What I'm saying is that they can go, but they better not go with my sister, with Poushawn, or with my sister, because I'm with it. And if they want to go there, we can do that. But they don't know what happened and what she was doing because they weren't there. And I know what she told me, and I know what I saw. And it's a lot of other people that's there that you can just get on a flight, take a bus, go there, and you can just wait for them to come out, and they'll tell you what they do. They'll tell you what they do and how they do it.
Well, you said I'm with it, and I can tell you my audience is with you. And
thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. God bless you guys. Thank you. Thank you. And I know God, thank you. Thank you guys so much. I know times are hard. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. Thank you. Gabby appreciates it. Thank you guys so much. And God bless you. Thank you so much for all your help. Thank you so much for everything. It really means a lot. It means a lot.
And you can tell your mother, don't worry, I'll continue screaming at Amazon for her, because I'm not letting this go. You guys have a good night, and
thank you.
We'll stay in touch.
Thank you so much. You guys have a good one, and thank you so much. God bless you guys. Thank you.